Hello, friends. It's me, Atomic Maiko. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that your guys' Saturday is treating you well, whatever it is that you all have going on. And yeah, I am going to be doing an art stream tonight, and I'm super about it. But hope that you guys are all doing fantastic. I hope that you're looking forward to doing some art stuff with me, or at least just chilling while I'm doing art stuff, you know. I was gonna do this stream yesterday, and now I'm doing it today instead because I had some plans come up yesterday, so I apologize to those that were really looking forward to it yesterday. Sorry. It was for a good reason. I was hanging out with some friends, and we went to a tiki bar for like his I I have not been to so like as many tiki bars as I have in the last year. Like in my entire I have not been to this many tiki bars. But this last year, apparently that's just like the theme. And also like they're pretty freaking cool, like for good reason. But we went to a tiki bar and hung out, and it was really freaking fun, and it was really good. It was worth rescheduling my art stream to today, like absolutely, because I get to hang out with my friend who I didn't get to see very much. So I hope that you guys are doing well. I want to work on, I'm thinking the Mirror King for my art stream tonight, and kind of similar to what I've done in the past with my art streams is like I'm kind of still just focused on the sketching process of these cryptids and beasts and stuff, and so it's gonna be a whole lot of that. I'm not quite at like the super fun part of the creation process, I'd say. It's still like fun enough, right? But it's not like the true like meat and potatoes of the art process for this, but we're starting it out, and doing art streams is helping me give that push, you know, to do this project that I'm wanting to do. So yeah, I hope that you guys are about it about I hope you're as much about it as I am, because like holy heck, I am so excited to make this thing real. I just don't entirely know how yet. It's a process. I'm kind of seeing what it is that resonates with me with this whole project that I've taken on. So yeah, I'm gonna get the art screen over here. So this is the reference photo that I have for the Mirror King, and I think it's a good photo, and I like the angle that he's just like howling at. So I'm gonna be, let's see, I want to start with sketching it out, and then yeah, we'll kind of see what ends up coming of it. I'm thinking it might be more of like a headshot type of dealio. I was messing around with the Flatwoods monster since the last time I've done this art stream, and I added like this weird kind of like the trying to emulate this like smoky like type of effect, this ethereal type of effect that the Flatwoods monster has going on, and I kind of want to make it a bit more interesting, because I don't want this to end up being just like a copy of all the different beasts and such. I want it to have unique flair to it. So like I started messing around with adding this. I'm probably gonna redo this. This is more so just a concept, but I liked the like kind of trying to focus in on some parts of this I don't know, this ethereal fog, and like kind of taking inspiration from like a topographical map and doing it. So I'm probably gonna redo it, but like I'm curious about it. Hey, been here since the start, but you can type. Also, you can't stay for long because you're fighting to keep your eyes open. Absolutely no worries. I'm glad to have you for as long as you are wanting to hang out and stream. Welcome. I hope that you're having a good day. I hope your Saturday is treating you well. I know that the other day you finally got Rain World to start acting properly, so I hope that that's still the case. And I hope that your Saturday is treating you really well. But yeah, absolutely. Like you're fighting to keep your eyes open. Let the sleep take you. Okay, whenever whenever it's you got to get sleep. You got to get good sleep, okay? Very important. But I until then, I appreciate I appreciate having you here. Yeah, so like this idea, I kind of like this. I want to mess around with this type of thing some more. I took inspiration from a topographical map, and so like how there's different like high points, right, for like where there's mountains and where there's valleys and stuff. And I thought it'd be really cool with how there's definitely like stronger, like brighter purple spots here, and then like there's spots where it's more so faded. And I was messing around with that, so I want to see where that idea goes, because I don't want them to all be, like I said, I don't want them to just be like a carbon copy of like, oh, I just took the thing from the game and then made it over here in the tarot card deck. I want it to be a little bit different. So I thought that was kind of cool. We'll see what ends up happening with that. The smoke looks like the Wind Waker art style, like not the in-game one, but the art they use to do the backstory. You think, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Nice. What was it? The Wind Waker art style. I'll have to look into that, because that might be some good inspiration for what it is I'm doing here. I'll be honest, I was very inspired to do this map idea based off of a dear friend of mine who goes to Wasteland. She uses a lot of this similar type of effect in her Wasteland kit that she does. Her name is Gemini, and she is a gem of a person. And she makes incredible stuff. She's known as Rust Witch over on Instagram, in case you're at all interested in checking out her work. But she is phenomenal when it comes to crafting. I definitely took inspiration from her with the use of like having a topographical map. And I will also look into that, like the Wind Waker art style. That also sounds really freaking interesting. You'll go for what you're thinking of. Nice. Are you talking about for like the when you're gonna finally let the sleep take you? Or did I miss something there? Anyways, this idea, I want to do something with that. Again, I'm probably gonna redo that little bit there. Oh, you found it. You found what? What did you find? Let's see, but with the Mirelurk King, see, I'm gonna just get to sketching, but eventually with, like, there's different cryptids in Fallout that have, like, different types of, Google Wind Waker Smoke and you'll see what, I'll see what you're talking about. Okay, I'll do that right now, but let me pop this over here while I Google it. But yeah, so what was I saying? Some of the cryptids have some type of like smokiness or something about them, like the Mothman has that effect, and I think that'd be really cool to like kind of bring like all these different cryptids together, of like showing that too in this way. I think it'd be really cool. Wind Waker, let me look up smoke. But yeah, I see. Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Okay, let me pop it back over to the art screen. So this is what I was looking up here, and so I was, so let's see, like kind of like the smoke over here, cloud and light rays. I don't know if that's it, but pretty cool. Oh, I see it there. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely some inspiration for me with doing this. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I've been trying to like look up like stuff to help like inspire me to figure out what kind of art style I'm going for. Similar vibes, yeah, absolutely. It seems like similar vibes. I've been like wanting to, I put together a Pinterest board with like different tarot cards that I was finding and like different aspects of them that I was liking. And I haven't found one yet with like figuring out like more. So I guess like to really inspire me with in terms of the style, mostly this Pinterest board is meant to inspire me for like the layout and the design of the tarot cards and like how things are going to be working. Man, you don't even know how you remember that you're on autopilot, dude. I feel that sometimes when the brain is just on autopilot, like it's just, I get that. And sometimes the brain just gotta be on autopilot because like that's just how the day goes. And like, especially you said that you're feeling tired, man. I feel that. I'm doing all right myself today personally, but like it's probably not going to be a super long stream tonight, and just say that now because like sleep sounds nice. Slugcat cryptid. Dude, having like drawing the Slugcat one day would be really cool. I don't have any plans for it, but Slugcat is adorable, and I think I might draw the Slugcat eventually. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to get going with the Mirelurk King. So I'm thinking I want that headshot of the guy here. I love the like face that he's making, especially when trying to find all these reference photos. I was trying to understand a lot of the like how the cryptid is like the design behind them, right? So like the skeletal structure, or if they're not animal like and they're more sort of like robotic like, then figuring out like, oh, like how do the moving pieces all work together, right? And also with the pictures, I was definitely like trying to find ones like with poses that were just like ready to go, like kind of easy of like in terms of me wanting to like replicate that same pose. And so I've really liked this one that I found with the Mirelurk King. I thought that this one's pretty great. Okay, wait. So you're assuming that I don't know the Rain World story as much as you, but you know in a way that you can make a Slugcat almost like scary. Oh, okay. Yes, you have probably way more hours in Rain World than I do. I'm still like at maybe like 15 hours in. I haven't played it a whole lot because I started it on stream and I've done a couple of Rain World streams, but I haven't really played it a whole lot more than that. I've like Outer Wilds for a while there was definitely taking my attention, and it still is. Like I think I'm gonna beat Outer Wilds before I beat Rain World, but I'm still trying to like, still play both on stream and stuff. So but yeah, Outer Wilds has been like really capturing my attention when it comes to trying to game and such. So you're doing that one day. You're gonna learn how to draw and make a spooky Slugcat. Nice, heck yeah! You're gonna learn how to draw and make a spooky Slugcat. I love that. Absolutely take that like motivation and inspiration to make something, and then use that to learn how to draw. That's gonna get you so far. I love that so much. Heck yeah! I feel like so much of like wanting to get into art, it tends to like you hear a lot of those people that are like, oh, like, oh, you're so good at like drawing, you're so good at doing art, to like when they like see like an artist that they really like. But it's part of it, I think, is it's natural talent, sure, but a lot of it is like just putting in the time and energy into making art. And something that has always stuck with me, just like a little like word of advice, or I guess, or just words of wisdom that I've been taught. I once had an art teacher who taught me that, like, imagine that you are going to make like X amount of bad art. in your lifetime. You don't know what X is. You don't know how much bad art you're going to make. So just like go for it and just keep making bad art until one day you're not making bad art anymore, because you've finally found what like X amount of bad art is. You've solved what X is. And so, like, not saying that like you're gonna be bad at what you're wanting to do at all. That's not where I'm going at all, because I see now how that could be taken that way. But just like take that and like just keep drawing, just keep working at it, and like one day the pieces are gonna come together. And I hope that you make a really freaking cool slug cat. That sounds awesome. And I like the idea of, like, you mentioned like slug cat cryptid. I might one day make some fan art, because I love that game so much. Right now, Fallout is like all of the freaking projects that I'm wanting to make, apparently. Because I have my like Fallout that have this tarot card deck, right? And I'm starting with the major arcana, but I'm wanting to make it into a full-blown tarot card deck, and there's like 70 something cards in a full deck. So like this is gonna be like quite the freaking project for me, dude. Like this is gonna take me a while, but it's gonna be so freaking worth it and so cool once it's done. And I just gotta like just keep working at it, and like, dude, it's gonna be so cool once it's done. Like, can you imagine? Like, I don't know for like who else here also loves cryptids. Like I love the cryptids so much, and I think that all like the beasts in Fallout are so like, so much thought has gone into them, and they're so freaking cool. And the stuff that like ties back to like real life stories, and then like they take that and like add like a Fallout spin to things, or they create like Fallout specific cryptids that only like, you know, that don't exist out. It's not like, it doesn't have like a direct tie to cryptids out in the real world, but like making this and like the design, it's just I love it. I love them so much. I love the beasts and everything. Oh, so freaking cool. You don't even know what a cryptid is, but you'll figure it out. Okay, so a cryptid, they're essentially like mythological-ish type creatures that like, so take like Bigfoot. Bigfoot is a cryptid because it's not believed to be like it doesn't have known existence, I guess. I'm completely butchering what a definition of a cryptid is, but like think like that. And so it's stuff like that, like it's not just like, oh, like that's a cat, or oh, that's a dog. Like these are other beasts and such. And so like, I think, let me pull up some of the other ones I have here. So like, let's see, I want to find one that is based off of real stories. I don't know if I have one right now. I don't know a lot of the history of the cryptids that I'm starting with here, but I think that there are ties to like actual stories. Mothman. Let's start with Mothman. This one's a really well-known cryptid because there's believed to be like actual sightings of Mothman, and I think that it's out in West Virginia. I think there's like a lot of history to it, and so it's both like a real world known what is it, like tale, I guess, of like about Mothman. And then so Fallout took inspiration from that and then went and made it into the game as like a character in the game. It's like Champ with Lake Monster. I don't know what the Lake Monster is, or Champ, but you're probably thinking, yeah, like it's probably what I'm explaining here of what cryptids are. And so they're just so freaking cool to me. Like I don't know why. I think for me it's like partly nerding out about like the art of things, but also like the design of it, of like coming up with these things. Like the Mirelurk King, I don't know much of the history of like what inspired the Fallout devs to create this creature in the Fallout games. But like this, it's just the amount of energy that must have gone into designing, like, oh, like what does this creature even look like? What do they do? You know, like why do they exist? Like, why are they a thing? Like, you know, there's nuclear radiation in Fallout. And so like that has caused mutations of like other creatures that used to exist prior to the bombs going off, you know, and then like this creature has come about, and I think it's just so cool because as an artist and as someone who also like has done, I went to school for video game design and development. It's just the amount of energy and the amount of work that goes into it is so freaking cool. And I don't know, I like beasts, and like it's just something special about it, you know? I'm also like someone that really will nerd out with like folklore and like stories about creatures and such, and like that's how like I started to come up with this idea. Let me catch up on chat. Sounds like something from Dungeon Crawler Carl, the Inevitable Ruin. Okay, so I have not read Dungeon Crawler Carl yet, but someone's recommended to me, and I finally like have learned about it. And there's like several books in the series, and I've never heard of it until now. And it's on my to be read list that I need this book, because also I know I don't talk about it on stream a lot, but I sometimes post about it over on Instagram and TikTok, and I want to post about it more. I have a whole like 7-foot tall bookshelf full of books that are specifically of like the apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic genre. Like specifically, I love sci-fi, don't get me wrong, I love sci-fi, and I have like a different smaller collection of just sci-fi stuff, but this collection is all just apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic. And I have not heard of Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I need it for this collection because it belongs there. So I will have to, I'm so excited to finally read that. And then, Champ the Lake Monster, typo. All right, cool. Champ has a really uncreative name if you know the story. Okay, I will look that up after stream. I've made video games. Yes, I have made video games. I haven't done a whole lot in the game industry, and I'm currently unemployed because the game industry is, I love working in the game industry, but it's being hit hard with the keeping people employed. There's a lot of companies that are going under and like having to let go a lot of their people. But I have worked in video games, and one of my favorite studios I've ever worked for was a place called Wonderstorm. I don't know if anyone here has heard of Wonderstorm. They made the Dragon Prince series on Netflix, and for a short while we made a mobile game from Dragon Prince. Like it was Dragon Prince. We did all in-house. We had the show team and then we had the game team. I was on the game team, and we made that game, and sadly it's not available anymore. It got taken down because it lost its money, and so it doesn't exist, and it's very sad because that was the first game that I worked on, and I loved working at that studio, and I loved what we're doing, and I loved the series, and making the game is so freaking cool. It was such a sad day when they had to close the game side of it. I think they're still working on a different series now, or an extension of it, the Dragon King, if you want to look into it. But sadly, no more game team. It was a very sad day because I loved it so much. Champ is from Lake Champlain. Okay, I will definitely look into that. Wait, so do I have any games on Steam or Apple or something that you could check out? I don't. I sadly don't, because the what I was saying there with like the Dragon Prince one is that it doesn't exist anymore. You can look it up on YouTube. It was called Zadia, and it was the Dragon Prince video game, or you can just look up Dragon Prince video game, and it doesn't exist anymore. But it was so cool. It was what we did it was just so sweet, and I loved it so much. And I know it's eventually I'm still trying to get another job in the industry. It's a process. We'll see. I'm not ready to give up, because something that I'm deeply passionate about is the ability to tell stories. And I think that video games it's such an incredible way to tell a beautiful story. There's beautiful art, you got the design, and like it's like reading a book, but it's interactive. It's kind of like a movie, but interactive, and it's so like you can do some really cool things. And I think that it's awesome to be able to like teach people stuff like through video games. Like you have like stuff like actual educational things. Like there's this game called Wholesome Out and About that I love, that it teaches people like how, like what wild plants look like and how you can forage. Obviously you gotta like be careful, you know, you have a professional's opinion before you eat anything that you forage in the wild, right? But this game like helps you you learn how to identify these things. So like I love it for the educational aspect, but then also you have like a lot of other games that it teaches so much more about like the human, I don't know, the human state of existence, and like being able to feel and like have like such a like a story that is like breathtakingly beautiful, that like gets you to feel something, is so freaking cool. And like the connections that it can make in the communities that surround games, like it's something that I'm very deeply passionate about. And I know like I've mentioned, anytime like I play like Outer Wilds, like I see the community that surrounds that game, right? Rain World, when I see the community that surrounds that game, it's so cool. And like it's something that got me into games, and it's something that like I'll say to anyone who has any interest in ever working in games, is that you have to love it. You have to really love what it is that you're doing, because it's a tough industry, surprisingly. Even though it's like you're doing fun stuff, right? You're making video games. It's fun. It's still such a tough industry, but if you have that love for it, it'll bring some really freaking cool things into your life. It's brought many cool things into my life, and I'm not done working in the industry. I'm not done. I'm going to find other jobs and other projects, and I'm going to fall in love with other things, that like other games that we're making, and I'm here for it, because I think that games can really do something fantastic. And of course, like there's like games are just fun too, and there's just games that like maybe it doesn't have like a super in-depth, you know, lesson or like emotional state that it like puts you in. Maybe there's not that, but it's still like it still has value because it's fun, and if it brings joy into your life, then like heck yeah, like that's awesome. And then like if you find what you like, and like I don't know, I love what games can do, and I think that it's such a unique industry to try and work in, and also creatively create things in that industry. You would say to make your own mobile game, but you tried that, and the hoops you have to jump through is just yes. So there's a lot of hoops, especially with so like specifically what I have done in game stuff is like, even though I have a background with game design from school and such, professionally I have a background with QA testing. And so like it's very technical, and you like what you're saying, there's a lot of hoops that you got to jump through, and it's a lot of stuff that you have to like, rules that you have to adhere to, and like accessibility stuff, you know, and just rules for different platforms, and like baseline functionality. Things have to actually work. And I so that professionally I have that a whole lot of that background is QA testing. And it's the hoops are that you have to jump through sometimes they're a lot. there a lot when making the game. Oh, Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop is a game I should at least wishlist. It's so fun. Okay, what is it about? Tell me more about it. What makes you think that is a game that I would be interested in? I will absolutely check it out and add it to my wish list and see. I have so many games on my wish list, and I just wait for a lot of things to go on sale for like a real good price, because then I'll check them out. Yeah, I have still so many games too that are on my like to be played list that I will be playing eventually, and I just so many of them are really freaking cool. And also, like, specifically when it comes to I don't want to like restrict myself with games that I will stream, but specifically games that I will edit together videos of me playing and upload them onto YouTube in like short formats instead of my live formats, you know? Those ones I'm specifically doing like post-apocalyptic theme stuff, or like apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic theme stuff, because I know that I've talked about it somewhat on this channel. I'm very big into that genre, and so much so, like, even with going to an event called Wasteland, and it's like really just leaning into that type of genre. There's just so much beauty in it, even though a lot of it can be very devastating, right, with what the subject matter. I think that there's still something really beautiful about the end of things, I guess. It's not that I'm trying to romanticize it, because that's absolutely not at all. Like, given the state of the world, like, that's not the case. But the stories that come from it, and the lessons, I guess, or like the teachings, I think are so fascinating, and how a lot of stories are told within that genre. I think that's what really fascinates me, of like people being able to like endure and survive, and like these fictional people, right? The fictional characters. It's just really freaking cool to me. It's something that's like definitely caught my attention, and like kind of half fixated on it, just a little bit, just a teensy tiny bit. Yeah. I should watch the trailer. It'll hook me, but basically it's about fixing rocket ships to meet your quota, and if you don't, you die. And there's also a bunch of story in the game, but no spoilers. Okay. That sounds pretty freaking cool. I do love anything that is like sci-fi-y like that. Like, it's all about fixing rocket ships and you gotta meet your quota. That sounds pretty freaking cool. And there's a bunch of story. You're not gonna give me any spoilers. Okay. I will wishlist it at least, like, and see if it's something that I would be more interested in and want to like check out some more. So thank you so much for the game recommendation. I appreciate that. Like, if there's ever any game that any of you guys like want to recommend to me, like, yeah, I'm all about it, because I could use like finding like all sorts of new cool games, like things that you guys think I would like, and also books too, because we mentioned Dungeon Crawler Carl earlier, and I only just recently found out about that series, and I it's like, this sounds amazing, and I need to know more. I need to read it at some point in time, because yes. Oh, let's see. I think I got this guy. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for a little sketcherooskies. I like this guy's like, I don't even know what it's called, but like the turkey, the turkey neck, ye old gobble gobble balloon. He looks so like, he looks like kind of silly, but also pretty scary. Like, I wouldn't want to run into this guy if I were out in the wasteland, but he also looks kind of silly. And hopefully he doesn't want to try and hunt me down and kill me just because I'm making fun of him live on stream. That would not be good. You like Andy Weir? He made Project Hail Mary and Artemis. Those are also other books that I have not read, but I want to read eventually. And like I like sci-fi. Yes, I do like sci-fi. And I for some reason, like I haven't gotten into a lot of Andy Weir stuff. One of my favorite, those are super sci-fi. Yes, absolutely. I've heard so many good things about them, and I need to read them eventually. What was I gonna say? While we're on the subject of stuff that is very sci-fi, for anyone that is like looking for a good read, also with something that has a show now. The music is bumping. That is a good read that has a really good show that's now been made for it is the Hugh Howey's Silo series. If no one here has read that series, I highly recommend it. It is one of my favorite series of all time. And like I first found it like at least 5 years ago, at least something more. I don't know if it's been out for 10 years or not, but like I want to say like in the 5 to 10 year time window, like I first found it, and it is such an incredible concept and really well told story. I really like that, like how he approached that and the world that was built in that. And so just throwing that out there. And it has a damn good show for that series. Like it's I think it's on Apple, and it's one of those shows that does justice to the books. And like I was very impressed. Like I feel pretty happy with how it turned out. There's always like a little bit of fear, right? Whenever they take a book and then turn it into a movie. Do audiobook if like audio. Okay, yeah, sounds good. I sometimes listen to audiobook. Also, you just dropped your phone out of tiredness. You got to go to bed. Bye bye. All right, have a good sleep. It's nice having you while you're here. Yes, please get some sleeps. Absolutely. I'll catch you another stream. But with the Silo series, like, please, if that piques anybody's interest, it is so freaking cool. It's about this community that lives underground and has been living underground for like generations in these large, like pretty much like a skyscraper type structure. It's called a silo, but it's a skyscraper type of structure underground, kind of like the vaults in Fallout, but like this huge thing, like so much bigger than any of the vaults in the Fallout series, like truly massive society. And I don't want to give too many spoilers, but like it's one of my favorite series, so just throwing that out there. It's like, I feel like it's one of the ones, there's like there's a couple of different like books, media of some type, movies that like got me into a lot of like where I'm at now, right? With like going to Wasteland and like having such an interest in this, in stuff that is apocalyptic themed. And this one is one of them, even though it's like not really, it's kind of loose. Silo is loosely post-apocalyptic, I would say. I would argue that if anyone that is here says otherwise, feel free to let me know. I do think that it has that like a little bit of that, and I think it's so cool with how they just, I don't know, I don't want to give too many spoilers. I feel like I'm watching what I say because I don't want to give any spoilers about it, in case anyone here is hearing me talk about it and wants to go read it or watch the show. You know, take your pick, because the show is awesome. The show, they did a fantastic job with it. Let's see, let me get this guy's teeth. He's got like that kind of shape going on. And then I got sharp teeth here, and I like his like handlebar mustache thing he's got going on over here. It's look pretty freaking cool. Put his little eyeball over here. See, it's kind of, his eyeball is definitely like bugging out a little bit. He looks so silly, a silly type of scary to me. I don't know what it is. So it's definitely like a silly type of scary. And something with this that I'm liking this a lot, that it's like with the frame, with this like Polaroid looking type of frame, I'm really liking going outside of the edges of it, even though like a Polaroid, you know, the picture stays within the frame. I'm liking having it go outside of that frame. I think that's going to give it a really cool effect. I don't think that this guy is going to have anything similar to like the Flatwoods monster with having, what is it, like the kind of the smoke effect that I'm messing around with here. And again, this is gonna probably change. This is just, I was just messing around and just seeing like what it is that I wanted to do with it. I think that I'm gonna tweak it some more, because I like it, but I don't love it, but I like it. There's something there. There's something about it that I like. So I'm gonna mess around with that. But with the Myler King, he doesn't have any type of effect like that. So I wonder what I'm gonna end up doing, if I might just leave it with having like the parts of his fins going out of the frame like that. I think I'm probably gonna do something like that. And call it good. Also, just, I don't think that I've even mentioned, I think I have this whole notebook. Ow, I just hit my headphones with my book. I have this whole journal, and I've showed this on stream once before. I have all of the different, what is it, tarot cards written down, and like what their meanings are, upright and reversed, right? And then also what beasts are for each of the different tarot cards. So again, we're going to start with the major arcana for the most part. I might every now and then I'm going to do ones that are part of the regular part of the deck, but I have it all written out for what each beast is, or what each card is for, and like what beast. And let's see, the Myler King, I don't think I even mentioned which beast he is. See, where the heck, this one's no longer one of the major arcana. So this is one of the ones where I was like, this is what's piquing my interest. Like, I was looking at a lot of the ones that are part of the major arcana. I was like, I don't really want to work on those ones tonight. I want to work on this guy. So the Myler King, I have him as the 7 of Swords. And what I have written down for it, for upright, means deception, trickery, tactics and strategy, intelligence, insecurity. And then when it's reversed, I have written down coming clean, deception, rethinking approach, maliciousness. That felt like, when I was going through this, it was like that seemed like, yeah, I like that for the Myler King. And so that's what he will be, 7 of Swords. But I'm, as you can tell, I got very into having all of them labeled and planned out. There's lots of pages of this, by the way. All of these pages, it's all the tarot card deck. One day I'm gonna make it a thing. I'm gonna see this project through. I swear to it, because this needs to exist. I love it. I love this idea so much. Oh my god. Okay, so let's see. What is this guy? He's looking pretty decent, actually. What's kind of going on with his legs here? He's got like a very thin waist. And then, see, legs. That's not it. Kind of wanting to do something like this. Yeah. Looks kind of off in the sketch. I think I might mess around with... Oh, I see what is off. I want to bring... So that's going to be the turkey gobble balloon. And then, let's see, he's got kind of like part of his rib cage coming out right here. And then leggy. So that seems a little bit better, but I will have to keep tweaking that. And I've mentioned this before on stream, but I freaking love the Deathclaw. The Deathclaw is my baby. I love the Deathclaw so freaking much. I don't want to try drawing the Deathclaw until I'm closer to the end of this project. Maybe more the middle of the project, maybe. Okay. But I want that Deathclaw's my baby. I want to do right by by Our Majesty, the Deathclaw. And I think I have like a couple different Deathclaws that are in here. I think I have like the regular Deathclaw, and then I also have the Deathclaw Matriarch. So like the regular Deathclaw is the tower, because that makes sense, right? And so part of what I have written down for it is upright. The tower means sudden upheaval, broken pride, disaster, disruption, awakening. And when reversed, it's disaster avoided, delayed disaster, fear of suffering, collapse. And I want that's so perfectly the Deathclaw. Like, how could I not? Like, that's gotta be like immediately. It's like, yes, that's the Deathclaw. And then I also have the Deathclaw Matriarch in here as the Queen of Wands. And upright, that means courage, determination, joy, pride, self-confidence. And when reversed, it is selfishness, jealousy, insecurities, and aggressiveness. And then there's also another Deathclaw that I put in here, which this is like probably going to be just such a like more so obscure reference that it's a Deathclaw named Gruthar, I believe. I think I even have it. So yeah, there's 3 different Deathclaws I'm going to be making. And Deathclaw Gruthar is a character that is introduced in one of the very early Fallouts. I never actually played them, so I forget now which Fallout Gruthar is mentioned in, but it's a intelligent Deathclaw who also, from my understanding, has like good empathy about them. And so I have Gruthar as the 4 of Wands, and upright, that means community, celebration, home, peace, happiness, and harmony. And when reversed, it's lack of support, transience, home conflicts, delays, debauchery. So there's like 3 different Deathclaws in this deck here, and I honestly just love that so much because oh, I'm even forgetting one. I also have Kura, the wise Deathclaw. And Kura, I do know about. That Kura was a Deathclaw, a smart Deathclaw, intelligent Deathclaw that was introduced in the Fallout mobile game. And I have Kura as the Ace of Swords, and that means breakthrough, clarity, sharp mind, illuminating, reason. And when reversed, it means confusion, chaos, brutality, separation, difficult times. And I forget how this Deathclaw was introduced in the mobile game. I want to say that her eggs were stolen from her Deathclaw egg, and then I think that in the game you find where the egg is and you return the egg to her. I'm now blanking on how she's introduced, but so I was saying earlier there's 3 Deathclaws. No, there's actually 4 Deathclaws that I have in this tarot card deck. And so those 4, I love the Deathclaws so much. I want to do right by them. And so they're probably going to be something that I work on later on in this series. And so like while I'm on this topic too, just babbling about just Fallout in general, because obviously this is we really freaking love Fallout here. I once even made an armored Deathclaw cosplay that I'm so proud of even to this day. Like that is the most intense build that I've ever done in terms of cosplay. It that thing was so freaking cool, and I pretty much took inspiration from Monster Hunter and brought it into Fallout with having the Fallout Deathclaw, turning it into a wearable set of like armor. It's so freaking cool. I loved that costume so much, and I I've since gone and made a design of like an upgraded version of it, and so I think that they're just so cool. I remember playing Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was where I got my introduction into Fallout games, and I remember playing that and like thinking like, oh my god, like Deathclaws are so freaking terrifying, and like they're so cool looking at the same time. Like, oh my god. And so that's where the obsession has started, and yeah. Oh, why am I? Oh my god, I wrote. I didn't do this on a new layer. All right, that's fine. I can add. That's fine. I have this as a was it a PNG image anyways, because it's based off of this file right here. Oops. Oopsies. That's why that just erased the frame. Oh well. Normally I'm much better about that, but not today, apparently. It's all good though. I'm not at all concerned. But yeah. I think this is gonna be so freaking cool. So this guy's looking pretty decent. It's looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like this. Let's see if I just do something like that. Yeah. I think I have a pretty decent understanding of how like the fins and stuff are wanting to go with this design, and then let's see. Yeah, because this is art. This is just gonna be a sketch anyways, and then like I'm gonna go back over it with more details. Let me do his little teethies. Show me your teeth. You got some. He's got some cute looking teeth, even though they're sharp and pointy. That's still pretty freaking cute for whatever reason. They just look like he's just like rawr, and I love it so much. I think that with this guy in particular, I just really liked this photo a lot. Just looks like extra silly to me. He's like kind of making a face like he stubbed his toe. It's like pinky toe on something. That's what I think I like about it so much. Is that it just looks kind of silly. I don't know if that's just me, but it does just look kind of silly. Okay, so let's see. He's got one tooth, two tooth, three. Oh, that one looks like a little extra pointy. And then 4 tooth. It also looks kind of like shark teeth. I wonder if the devs were like, if one of the reference photos were like sharks. Hey Ori, thank you so much for the subscription over on the YouTubes. Welcome on in. I also just like wanted to mention real quick too, because I think that I always have like new people coming in. I am multi-streaming on Twitch and on YouTube for those that are maybe just watching me on only one platform or the other. And if you guys chat on either chats, it should work that it's doing multi-chat. I've had this for a little bit now, and sometimes we've had a couple of issues every now and then, but chatting, the chat box that you see underneath me underneath the webcam here, it should be a multi-chat. Just a heads up for, I don't know, anyone who is new here, of like, you guys should be able to see both Twitch and YouTube chat. and it's like so freaking cool. Like I think it's really cool getting that set up once I started doing multi-streaming. And so just putting that out there, I think it's like, it would be so cool. There's been a couple of times that people on Twitch have been able to chat with people that are on YouTube, because you guys can see this chat box, and like that's just so freaking cool. I think it's just I don't even know. I was nerding out about it when I first found it. I was like, oh my god, that's a thing. That's an option. We can make that work. Like, heck yes, obviously I need that. So yeah. I like cannot with this guy's adorable little handlebar mustache. It's just so cute. And he's got like, he's got an interesting, he's got like a reverse goatee. What is it where I forget what it's called, like just shaving here and then like having that. And that's what it kind of looks like here, where he has like his chin. You can just see his neck, the neck flaps, and then you got his little armor here. I like that. It's interesting. Okay, so that's looking pretty decent for what's going on there. Okay. Oh, how does his little shoulder fins work? I started to, there's like one there, and it's, I see. It's gonna be something like that. Okay. It's got another one that comes up right here, and another one comes up here. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good with this, because that's a decent sketch for me to go off of, and making sure that I get the details right for what he has going on. I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah, like that. Hey, Psychotic, thank you so much for the resub. Heck yeah. You have resubbed for 8 months total. Heck yeah, dude. Welcome on in too. And dude, that's so awesome. I didn't realize that. So I've only been streaming again for only like a couple months, and I forget that Twitch takes the subs from back when I first started streaming like 5 years ago, and adds it onto it. Oh yeah, so has your previous subs history. Yeah, that is so freaking cool. I had no idea that it would do that like that. So welcome back with the resub. Heck yeah. I'm working on more emotes eventually. I'm adding a bunch of cool stuff. I have some things in the works, and like I keep saying, like I'm gonna start just, I feel like I'm like kind of, when it comes to like art stuff, I can be a little bit of a perfectionist, and so like when it comes to the emotes, I feel like I'm just like, I don't want to, I don't want to just like keep adding emotes if they're not like exactly perfect, but I just gotta get over that. And I'm just like, no, I just gotta start filling up the emotes, and yeah. So also thank you so much for the resub, the subscription. Heck yeah, I appreciate whenever you guys are showing me some support like that, so I appreciate it. But yeah, that's, emotes are on their way. More alerts and stuff. You fully understand being a perfectionist, dude. It's tough sometimes, right? Like you just want things to be a certain kind of way, and so like with emotes, it just seems like kind of silly, and I just got to get over that. And I have like a couple of emotes that I've been working on, of like, I want one with I don't know if anyone else here has watched K-pop Demon Hunters, but if you have, like, oh my god, let's talk K-pop Demon Hunters, okay? Because I freaking love that. I have watched it, I think, I don't even know how many times, but the album I have listened to like an ungodly number of times. So freaking good. So anyways, with K-pop Demon Hunters, there's a scene where they see the Saja boys and so, like the emote with like the corn cob eyes because they see them without shirts on. They see the six pack, and so they got the corn cob eyes. And I won't give any spoilers. You still need to watch it, but yeah, know a few that have a bunch of K-pop stems. So I won't give any spoilers, but there's like that one face that she makes with the corn cob eyes, and I'm working on one with making it like of me, but with like eggs for my eyes because I just freaking love eggs. And so that one's in the works. But speaking of eggs, I just wanted to like throw out there too that like I got to try a peacock egg earlier this week because we know someone who raises peacocks and stuff, and so I got to try a peacock egg, which I was not at all expecting. And like suddenly Jason came home with it and he's like, yeah, I got these from our friend. And I was like, oh my god, well, what? It never crossed my mind to try a peacock egg, and so we did. It was freaking good. Those things are huge. I was holding one up to my head and was like, this is huge. For like I've seen like duck eggs. Duck eggs are already bigger than chicken eggs, and like this peacock egg is like, I don't know, like this big, and I was like holding it up to my head and I was like, this is insane. Adventurous, yes. I have been told that I am an adventurous eater. That like I will try any type of food at least once. Generally, it doesn't. At Wasteland, I tried slug jerky, like jerky made from slugs, and it was freaking good. I liked it. The slugs they're safe to eat. They're edible, but they're also invasive, and so like you're like helping out the planet, you know, you're helping out the environment by eating those. And I don't know if I would like go for it again, but I wanted to try it. It was interesting. Tastes like most other eggs. It does taste like most other eggs, I'd say. I also, for what it's worth, I want to try a peacock egg again, but on its like on its own fried, because when I had it earlier this week, I did add, it was like over a bowl of rice, and so like there's already like soy sauce in my rice and stuff, and like I poured over the top because that's how I like my eggies over rice. And it's from my one take, it does seem like it tastes like most other eggs. I want to try it again. We actually got two, so we got two of them. I want to try the other one and like really get an idea for like the flavor profile of it. We also at the same time got a goose egg, which is also even freaking bigger than a peacock egg, and so I want to try that too because I haven't tried a goose egg, and one day I'm gonna try an ostrich egg too. I gotta like Pokemon, I gotta try them all. I gotta catch them all. And that's fair. Oh yeah, very nice. You love eggs. That sounds yummy. Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds so yummy, right? Like it's so nice, and I would be so curious to turn like a goose egg, a peacock egg, you know, maybe an ostrich egg into ramen egg, because like ramen eggs are just so freaking good. You know, when you just like you have such a freaking good bowl of ramen, and like you got like just like the perfect eggy in it. Oh my god, it's just so freaking good. And I've recently been messing around with oh, you can't imagine the omelet from an ostrich egg. I cannot imagine from an ostrich egg either. I have not seen one, but I know that they're freaking massive. So that's an omelet that could feed a whole family, I would imagine. That too sounds so good, right? Like I just turn these into ramen eggs and like just have, can you imagine? You have a bowl of ramen and then like half of the bowl is just the ramen egg because it's made from like a goose egg, and it's just like this freaking huge. It's just like, yes, ramen egg. Where's the ramen? I don't know. But there's ramen egg. Yeah, that's the most important part. Steals the show. I think that would be awesome. There are too many folks that just don't understand what proper good ramen is. Dude, oh my god, I I remember distinctly growing up, and like I'm part Japanese, just for context. I'm part Japanese, and so like growing up, I would have like proper ramen. And there was one time I went, like, not to like talk negatively about these friends at all, and like they're my friends' parents. Like, I think it's hilarious. There was one time that I went to their house, and they're like, we're just like hanging out and we're having a good time, like everything was fun. And then like the mom came up and like asked like, oh, like, are you guys hungry? Can I make you anything? And I was like, oh, like, yeah, I'm feeling hungry. Like, what do you have? Like, what are some options? Like, what are you thinking of making for dinner? Like, you know. And so she was telling me, she's like, oh, like, well, we have this. Oh, like, oh, we have ramen. Do you want ramen? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I would love some ramen. Like, that sounds, yeah, like, yes, please. And so she goes and makes ramen, and like, it's, again, I don't want to like seem like I'm talking shit or anything, but like, she makes ramen, brings it back, and then I am so confused, and I'm like, oh, what is this? And it's cup noodle. And I had never, like, I was like, what the heck is this thing? I've never seen this before. And like, bless her heart, but I did not want to be rude, so I was just like, oh, thanks, you know. And then also, like, it was such a weird experience too of eating this ramen with a fork too, because they didn't have chopsticks in this house. And so I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, interesting. And I was like, oh, thank you. And it was like such a strange moment for me, because I had no idea that this was a thing at all. And then like I had to figure it out on the fly. And like, I think this was like elementary school, maybe. Like, I was young and I was just barely figuring it out. It's like, oh, okay. And it cracks me up to this day. And so like what you saying, like, it's like too many folks just don't understand what proper good ramen is, dude. Again, bless her heart, but that that was my introduction to cup noodles. It's just not the same. It really isn't. It's just not the same. Instant noodles are not ramen. They're instant noodles, and they're equally valid. Like, that, absolutely. If sometimes you just want some freaking top ramen, I get that. Like, but I got my hopes up for ramen, because it was like I forget what we were doing that day, but I remember that like we like had played hard, and like I was exhausted, I was tired, and like I was hungry, I was just feeling ravenous. And then like I have my hopes up, I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna have ramen, and then I get cup noodles, and I was like, oh, huh, okay, interesting. Oh man. And dude, I don't know who all here, if you guys have been to Japan. Ramen in Japan is, oh, like, you get it there, and it's just like, oh, so freaking incredible. Same with the sushi, and sushi's way different over there. Like, it's they don't quite do like the rolls and stuff like we do here in America, and it's just getting true Japanese food in Japan. It's just, oh, I freaking loved it so much. And I've been to a couple of like ramen museums. You hope to one day make it there. Yes, you absolutely. Like, if you have the means to be able to go to Japan, I recommend it to like anyone who is at least even remotely interested. It is so freaking beautiful. And thankfully I have some family over there, and so like it makes it a little bit easier for me to go and travel, because then I don't have to worry about like paying for a hotel, because that's probably gonna be like the biggest cost of like with someone trying to go to Japan. So like if you have the means to do it, which is, you know, a bit of a long shot with like the state of the world and the economy right now, you know, but if you have the means, I super recommend it, because it's unlike anything, and it's just gorgeous. And like, travel in general is just really freaking good for a person, again, if you're able to make it work, if you're able to afford it, both in terms of like the cost of traveling, and afford it in terms of like taking time off work, you know, if you can do that, like, yeah. And I've spent many a good day at just traveling and just without like any type of itinerary, just seeing like what I end up finding. And there's so many, like going to the mom and pop shops that like that aren't in the super touristy area, and you get just meet so many awesome people and so many wonderful people, and it's just so wholesome, and I love it. I want to go back. I've been a couple of times from when I was really young, like prior to like 10 years old, to go visit family, and then as an adult I've gone twice now. The first trip was like 3 weeks, and the second trip was about 2 weeks or so, something like that. And I want to go back. The last time I was there was November of last year, and then I think November, December of the year before that. And it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful, and I love it. I love it so much, and the food's so good. I love my Obachan. She's the sweetest lady ever. Oh my gosh. You have a couple of places in Japantown and San Fran and San Jose, and a place in LA, but you know it's not quite the same. Yes. So there's absolutely, like, especially Bay Area. Yeah, you're gonna get, and even LA too, Bay Area and LA, you're gonna find like those really freaking good places. And like I know that like, I found a couple of places whenever I've gone to visit, both Bay Area and LA, that like that's really freaking good. Like it's up there with traveling to Japan, and getting like the authentic food there, right? And those are Bay Area and LA are the places to go to get authentic food like that, to get something that's damn near like that does it justice, you know? You love a good just going on an adventure with no plans, right? I think that's what made my trip in Japan. And like I've done a couple of other trips kind of with that same approach, more so like road trips in America, you know? But especially being able to have that approach while in Japan, I found so many like spots that I would not have found otherwise. And it brings like a different level of appreciation of being like, oh my gosh, like if I would have approached this day differently, I would not have had that experience that I got to have. Like it just would not have happened because I would have had no idea that this place existed. I would have gone somewhere else. I would have done something else. And it, like, having no plan, sometimes you find like the most like interesting and incredible moments with people over there, with the locals, and maybe even like with people that aren't from there, and like other tourists that you just happen to run into. It's the adventuring with no set plans is, yeah, it's an awesome way of adventuring. For anyone in chat, are there any trips that you've done with that type of like premise of like going on an adventure without having a set plan? Like, is there any particular trip or moment that sticks out in your minds that you'd like to mention to on stream today? Please feel free to have at it, because it's I think there's something so special about adventuring like that, to also to like allow yourself to go on a trip like that, you know? Like it takes a certain kind of, I don't know, a certain kind of attitude about it, I guess. So I would love to hear if anyone has any stories, or even if anyone has any stories, if you guys have been to Japan and you have some stories about it, feel free to chime in. Anyone who may be sitting and thinking on stuff. Oh, what is this? This guy's... This is an interesting part of his jaw. I guess I don't quite know what this part is, but I'm gonna just sketch it in just so I make sure I don't forget it. Something like this. It's like a little cylinder type of thingamabob. I think one of your fave trips was driving to Vegas and choosing to drive Route 66 to Oatman, Arizona. Oh, dude, nice. I think I've driven Route 66 at least once, and I don't quite remember a lot of the specifics of it, but I do remember that I really liked it. And there was some restaurant out that way that I can't remember now. That's a good stretch. That's a nice stretch of road to be able to go adventuring on. And I have lots of family out in Arizona, so I've gone out that way many times throughout all my childhood, and even getting to go to Vegas too, and you see all the pretty lights and the shinies, you know, and that can be a really cool trip. Oatman is neat because it's a ghost town that they have been restoring, where there are a bunch of wild mules. That's really cool. That's a ghost town. I've never heard of that, but I've wanted to go visit some ghost towns before. I just haven't gone. I've driven through a couple of them. I cannot remember the names of them or where they were, but it's probably out that way towards Arizona, because again, I have a lot of family out that way. That's really cool. They have a bunch of wild mules. That seems like kind of random, right? I imagine that maybe the people that had lived in that town before it became a ghost town happened to have a bunch of mules, and then when it became a ghost town, they just kind of let their mules go. So it was a mining town. Okay, I feel like a lot of ghost towns out that way tend to be, there's a lot of mining, a big mining presence out that way, right? From a lot of the ghost towns that are in that region. It was a mining town, and they left the burrows. I see. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool. I guess I would not. I know, like, this is gonna sound kind of dumb, but I guess it's kind of similar to like thinking about like, oh, like there's wild horses, and you know, and there's like domesticated horses. Same thing with mules, is that you'd have domesticated mules, as you know, that people have to help like with their farm and stuff, and with the, I don't know, just pulling the wagons and everything, you know, like having that use to them. But then also like there's gonna also just be wild mules as well. I feel like it's kind of like a silly thing, but I realized that at some point with like wild horses, is like there are indeed wild horses. It's not that crazy of a thing, but somehow like in my brain it wasn't something that I like thought of until like oh, actually that makes sense. Like I just wasn't ever really, it's not something I thought about, you know? With what I'm drawing right now, this guy's got some interesting design, and I'd be curious to look at another reference picture of this, because like he's got the thing with his neck, right? And then he's got his like super cool handlebar mustache over here, but then he's got like a break in it, and you still see the like turkey neck type of stuff going on up here. It's interesting. I want to make sure that I get this design right whenever I go and like actually draw it, because like right now this is just the sketch, right? And part of my process is that I like to have the sketch and make sure, or like make sense of the anatomy or the structure of the creature before I go and draw it, because this is something that, again, with like kind of being like a little bit of a perfectionist, is that I want it to reflect accurately the character that it is of. Like I don't want it to seem like it's off in terms of the structure and the anatomy of it. It's definitely going to still be my own unique art style, but I want it as a foundation. I want to make sure I get the details right of like the structure of it. So that's kind of where I'm at with how I'm approaching sketching these things. You've had that realization adventuring around Nevada with the wild horses and the wild mules and such. Yeah, that's right. It seems like kind of like once you have that realization, you're like, oh yeah, duh. That just makes sense. But like until you have that realization, it's just like you don't, it's not something you think about unless like unless that is more of a integral part of your lifestyle, I guess. And that's just not something that I've been around. So I didn't realize that. And then like now I'm just like, oh yeah, duh. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you just spot them and are like, wait, that's not a farm. Yeah, with the wild mules out in that ghost town. Oh, that's really cool. So what is it with your, so with that trip that you took out to, you're driving from Vegas to Oatman, was that ghost town like something that like really stuck out to you? Was like the fact that there was these mules around, or was there, is there more of like a story behind that ghost town, or like any type of lore surrounding it? So I know that sometimes there's some ghost towns that have once you start to like learn a lot more about the history behind it, there's like surprises in it. Or does it seem like it's more of like a, I guess like a cut and dry type of ghost town situation of like, oh, there was a big boom and there's jobs here and then it dried up and then everyone left? Was it kind of like that, or was there something interesting about it? So you had heard about it and just decided that you were going to go check it out. Nice. Heck yeah. I mean, that is an awesome reason to get to go on a trip. And like, I love road trips so much. There's something really just special about being able to go on a really cool road trip. Specifically, is something that like you get cool scenery and like you get like an interesting experience from it, and like checking out a ghost town. Heck yeah. That's something I haven't done a whole lot of like checking out ghost towns, but it's been something that like I've heard about plenty of times and wanted to finally go and check things out, because there's some really interesting stories. I can't think of the ones that I've heard of right now off the top of my head, but I know that there's definitely ones that I've saved on what is that website called? Something Obscura. Atlas Obscura, yes. Of like just like random little things like that, I don't know, that like I maybe would not have found if I was just searching for it like, you know, on Google Maps and such. But like Atlas Obscura would find like this, like something like, oh, like here's something hella random, and I'd be like, oh, that is something I want to check out, because that indeed is hella random and that is hella interesting too, and I want to go check it out. I found a couple of cool spots in Japan that way. There's like, oh, there's just so many cool little pockets and like stores and stuff that I found through that approach to it. Let's see, so there's just some neat history behind some of these places, right? There's a lot of neat history. Yeah, and I can't, I cannot remember right now any of the names of places in Japan that I found that way. I'd have to look at my was it like the Atlas Obscura saves and my pictures too. But like one of them is like there's a cat island that I had found out about that way, and then like there's other documentaries about that cat island. I have not been there personally. I've saved it because I want to go eventually. That's how you have found most of your favorite interesting places, is just hopping in the car and driving into nowhere. Dude, that's awesome. It's a great way to travel. It's so freaking cool because you can find stuff that like you're not anticipating. Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, I'm thinking the sketch is looking pretty good. I might not keep working on the sketch part. I think I might, let me see, I want to work. I don't have very many of the tarot cards started and filled out, which is eventually I'm gonna get through all of this. Let's see, all of these ones here. This is all filled with all the different cryptids that I'm going to draw eventually, like start to finish. That's a lot. That's a whole heckin' lot, but eventually I'm going to get to that. With this guy here, with the Flatwoods Monster, I was showing this in the earlier part of stream. So I have this sketch, right, of the Flatwoods Monster themselves, and then I started messing around with like, okay, so like there's like this smoke that comes off of this from the jetpacks, right? And I want to do something interesting with them, and so I started coming up with this concept. I'm probably gonna redo this because I'm not totally in love with it, but it's a good start. This is a really good start because I like the like weird edges that I started creating, and then I really like the use of making it look like a topographical map. And it looks like an elevation map, right? So yeah, exactly. That's where I got my inspiration for it. Is it looks like an elevation map that it's you can see like it's got like how you got the higher peaks of the mountains and you have the valleys. And I thought that this would be really cool with how like you see the smoke is here, where it's definitely like more fluorescent or like brighter, more concentrated in certain parts, and then is less concentrated in other parts, and like creates this cool effect. I want to figure out what more I can do with this idea, because there's something here. I like this, and I want to have it mimic this a little bit more. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure like where or like how I'm gonna do it yet, but I know that this is a really good start for it, and like there's something there. So yeah, it was just something I was messing around with, and so like I have this as like a layer, and I started messing around with adding like the purple color, and be like, oh, like would I want to add like pops of color? Because also another thing that I'm thinking with this tarot card deck is I think I want it to all be mostly monochromatic. I think I only want selective pops of color for like specific to each of the different cryptids, right? So like this with the Flatwoods Monster, oh, let's see over here with the Flatwoods Monster, there's purple is like the highlight color here, right? And so I want most of the cryptid to be monochromatic with that pop of color with the purple, and that's going to be unique to each of the different creatures, right? And so I think it'll give it a nice effect. And yeah, with the elevation map looking thing is I have a good start, and I want to keep messing around with it, but I also don't entirely know exactly how I want to mess around with it just yet. But I know that I'm liking it, and eventually I'm gonna make a whole tarot card deck with this, and that's 70 something cards. I got this. I believe in me. It'd probably take me a little while, but I got this. Yeah. So I just wanted to show it, because I don't plan on messing around with this on stream today, because again, it's like I just wanted to show you guys of being like, oh, like here's something I was thinking of, and like we'll see where this idea ends up going with it. Not sure if this will come through or not, but part of the adventures you took around San Fran, you found the spot. Oh, okay, so I think I have links blocked here, so it doesn't end up showing them. Let's see, but you found the spot. If you could, was it like a restaurant or something? You could put the name in chat maybe. I am gonna be messing around, but this reminds me with like the added, like you trying to share a link. I'm gonna be messing around with the settings that I have with the stream. I mostly have the link block thing because of bots, bots popping in and being like, oh, like get more viewers with like this website over here, blah. And like I hate getting bots. They're just it's just a pain. It's just annoying. It's just like, it's a safety thing. Yeah, it's a safety thing. But I want to mess around with like how like I've like different settings within Twitch. This is all still a work in progress. Like I got lots of things that are moving all at the same time. But if there's any recommendations for anyone in chat with like things that you want to see with like with how I run the Twitch stream and stuff, so like the links, I'm gonna see if I can maybe if like subscribers, if it will let me. I'm thinking like, oh, like subscribers can send a link maybe. I don't know. I gotta get in there. There's Twitch on like my end is so there's a lot of different settings you can tweak, and so I imagine that maybe there's an option. I don't really know. But also, this is where I was going with this. Eventually, I want to set up a Discord for my community here, so like that way, like you could share stuff there, right? Wouldn't that be really cool to have a Discord set up? Again, that's something that's gonna take me a while because I got other things that I'm working on, like emotes and sound alerts and stuff, which I've already been dragging my feet on because, oh my god, I don't do it on purpose. There's just a lot happening. I'm trying to do like home renovations and stuff, and like building up a garden and like doing this stuff, and then like that's too many things. There's a lot of things, but I am working towards that goal, right? Like that's something that I'm actively working towards. It's a link to a phone on Google and not quite searchable. Not enough time. Yeah, right. Not enough time in the day, right? Well, so it's a link to a phone on Google and not quite searchable. Not phone, sorry, photo. Oh, it's a link to a photo on Google and not quite searchable. I see. Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. That is just really freaking cool. So part of the adventures you took around San Fran, you found this spot. Okay, I see. So sounds like I'll take your word for it that it was a really interesting spot that you found. And also there's just so many cool things in the Bay Area. Like, I'm sure it was an awesome trip. But yeah, I'm personally starting to feel a little bit tired. So I'm gonna just switch on over to, wrong screen. I'll switch on over to my just chatting screen for now, because I'm feeling a little like, I got the like Mire King sketch. So like we're gonna begin winding down stream today. Because also I was already tired. I was already feeling tired. But for everyone that was popping in to stream today, I hope that your Saturday has been treating you well with whatever it is that you guys have been up to. And I'll say too now is that I really appreciate having you guys all here and hanging out with me on an art stream. I'm thinking, it seems I keep wanting to do art streams on Friday nights, but I think what I'm gonna do moving forward is make them a Friday, Saturday type thing. Like maybe it'll be Friday, maybe it'll be Saturday. It depends on what it is that I have going in a week. Like if I didn't end up streaming yesterday because I wanted to go hang out with a close friend of mine who I don't get to see all that often, and so I think that's gonna be kind of a good setup for me. So just throwing that out there for people to, you can know what to expect, I guess, is like Friday, Saturday, one of those 2 days will be an art stream. Maybe if a weekend opens up enough so like that I have the ability to like do an art stream on both Friday and Saturday, that's also an option because I got lots of art stuff that I'm wanting to do. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there with I don't know, wanting to stream more and such. Yeah, I hope that your guys' Saturday has treated you well, and I hope that you guys have a good rest of your night. And also thank you again to the new follow that we got earlier, Scumfrog, and thank you to the new subscription over on YouTube from Ori. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you also to Psychotic for the resub tonight. You guys with the subscriptions and stuff like helps me to just keep doing what I'm doing, and it's just you guys showing up in chat. And also special shout out to anyone who has been lurking. Even though you're not in chat, I see you with the viewer count, and so like I appreciate it. So just want to give you guys a special shout out. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow for a gaming stream. I don't know what game I'm going to be playing just yet. Like, might be more Outer Wilds. Kind of on an Outer Wilds kick as of recent, because like approaching the end of the game and like the pieces are all coming together, and like it's probably going to be Outer Wilds. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I hope that you have a good rest of your night, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. I muted the wrong thing. Good night, everyone. I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm tired.